Hey everybody, Yogi here. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. I was planning on going out and filming today. However, I had something come up. My son, my youngest son, his passenger side headlight burned out. And he's got a 2009 Mercury Milan. And this car, I don't know what Mercury was thinking when they decided to put this thing together, but in order to access the passenger side bulb, you have to, there's, in the wheel well, there is a little area that you have to unscrew and take off. That is the bulb access area. And then good luck trying to get the bulb out. So then what I ended up doing is calling our mechanic who lives in Cedarburg, who's a little ways away. He's like 15 miles away. And my son has school today till 11:55, and then he's got to work at 2 o'clock. So he doesn't have time. It's a beautiful day. Let's turn this camera around. Nice sunny day. There's West Bend International Airport. I'm kidding. It's not an international airport. It's a small airport. But there it is. Nobody flying in or out. At least not right now. "15 minutes. 15 minutes I was there. They changed both headlight lamps in 15 minutes. It's amazing how fast they got that done. I was expecting to sit there for about an hour. And 15 minutes later, he walks in, he gives me the keys, and he goes, "You're all set." And I'm like, how in the blank did you guys get that done so quick? Well, obviously, this is what they do for a living, as opposed to me, Mr. Figure it out as I go along, and I don't have a degree or anything in cars, or I'm not certified or nothing. I just kind of watch YouTube videos and go as I go and try to do the best I can, and sometimes I get it done, sometimes I can't get it done. Yesterday was just one of those times where I couldn't get it done. I could not get that lamp out, and these guys had them both, they replaced both of them, and they had them done in like 15 minutes, which is what I thought it should take. I got about a 20-25 minute drive back home. Then I'm gonna swap cars, and then I'm going to head back out, do some more filming. I am out pretty much in the middle of nowhere. I think I'm in Fond du Lac County. I may be in Dodge County. I'm not sure. But now this place says no trespassing, so I'm not going to trespass. I'm going to try to get a nice shot of this place, though. I don't know if you could see that back there, but oh my goodness. Can you see that back there? It's really overgrown. It's private property, clearly marked no trespassing. But can you see that back there? That is a spooky looking house. That is so old. That thing has not been lived in for decades. Let's see if we can get a better shot over here. Right there. There's the front of the house. Wow, you talk about derelict, haunted looking house. That would be it. I think I can get a better shot over here, actually. Look at that beauty. Holy cow. Wow. Let's bring it back a little bit. Look at that. Now, I would love to go in there. I'm not going to go in there. It says private property. I'm by myself. Last thing I need is to walk in there, go through a floorboard, no cell service. I'm in trouble. So I'm not going to. But wow, what a beauty. Comment below. What do you think about this place? I think it's awesome. You got to drive on those, you know, less traveled roads, folks, if you want to see stuff like that. So cool. So cool. All right. Back in the car. You know what? Both of these buildings look abandoned. And they're right next to each other, but there's cars. So I don't know if this is like a setup, but that is a very old looking house. And this house here, there's no way anybody's living in that. But again, there's a truck. Maybe they're working on this. Again, I don't think anybody's living there at all. I don't think anybody's living in that house. No way. There is a truck in the driveway between these two houses, but they do not look inhabited. But then again, I've been wrong before. There's a place that I went to about 2.5, 3 years ago on my channel. It's about an abandoned house in Saukville. And I was told it was abandoned. So I pull up. Nobody's, no cars, no nothing. And this house looks abandoned. There's a tree on the roof that has fallen onto the roof. I walked around the property. There's old cars on the property. I looked inside the window, and honestly, folks, I am shocked that house is inhabited. But I've had comments on my channel as recently as today who have watched that video and said, yeah, somebody's lived there. They've lived there the whole time I've been living where I live in Saukville. And it's like the fifth person to tell me that somebody lives in that house. And I look at that house, and there's a tree that's collapsed onto the roof. There's, like I said, I looked in the window, the one, I think it was like the front porch or whatever, and it was just a disaster. I was shocked that people keep telling me that this house is occupied when it clearly did not look occupied to me. I could be wrong. I don't know who lives there. But that's the thing. When I'm looking at these houses from the outside, they look derelict. They look like nobody's inhabiting them. But then I get episodes that I film where people say, oh yeah, somebody lives there. I'm thinking to myself, who lives in a house where a tree has crashed onto the roof and it looks like nobody has lived there for 40 years? It's really tough judging if these places are inhabited or not. This farm that I'm about to show you in Fond du Lac, it's very, very hard to film because it's right on 151 as you come into, well, actually it turns into Main Street, but it's right here on Main Street past 151. It's between 151 and 41, and unless you're lucky like me right now and have no cars right behind you, I can slow down. But it's this farm right here, multiple buildings. This place has been deserted as far as long as I can remember. It is marked no trespassing, so I wouldn't get out and trespass it. But it's really, really cool, I think. And there's got to be a way to get in. I think there is down this street back here. But the problem is, it's clearly marked no trespassing. I'm going to turn into the street here. I think this was the driveway for the house. And it clearly says here, yeah, that was the driveway to the house. And it clearly says right there, no trespassing, so I'm not going to. But there's so many cool buildings on that property. It would be so cool to check that place out. want to get another vantage point here, another angle of this place. It's so cool. So we're driving south now on 151. There it is. Man, I wish you could get into that place. I wish it was accessible. If anybody knows the owners, comment below. I'd love to go in there and check that place out.